I don't like it. I don't like these. I don't like these floor jacks. I don't get scared easily, but these jacks. This. Man, I'm telling you, I don't get scared easily, but I will show you what I mean. The reason why I bought these jacks, they weren't on sale. They weren't on sale at Crappy Tires because of their good base. See the base? They're flat. So they're flat. So when you use it, they won't sink in to the driveway, especially during the summer, right? But what concerns me, see, my MotoMaster doesn't do this. These, what do you call this? Teeth and that locking thing here doesn't seem to be very secure. I'll show it to you. It seems like these here, the slot is so far that they're barely, the lock thing is barely catching onto the teeth. See, they're like just like a tad away. Now just a slight, see, show you. I will have to return this. Doesn't matter which one. See that? I may have to use my other camera. See that? There. They're not engaging. I mean, they are. It's engaging, but it's barely there. It's just the tip of the locking, just the edge, the locking edge there. So there's a lot of room also. I don't like it. I'm gonna return it. I don't get scared easily, guys, but this one here, see that? That thing that moves inside, see that? It's barely hanging, it's barely, these teeth barely sitting there. Okay? See? They're barely sitting there, right there. So as a result, yes, it will hold, but the only thing that keeping it from collapsing is that little space where it sits, where this thing sits. I don't like the teeth also. I'm gonna return it. Okay. While this seems to be more secure. Well, I don't want to put my finger there, but it is. I never had a problem with this MotoMaster. It's been with me for over a decade now, along with this MotoMaster. No, you're going back to Crappy Tire. You're going back to Crappy Tire. Exchanges with another MotoMaster, I guess. I need another jack stand. Man, I like the design of this. See how flat it is? This is compared to my old one. I had to use a metal base to make sure they don't sink into the driveway, right? If I leave that long enough, even during the winter where everything hardens, it's still going to make an indentation on my driveway. But with the thin sheet of metal, this is perfect. I never had any problem since I started using this, and that's why I fell in love with the jack stand with a solid base, flat solid base. That's what I'm gonna look for, but not this, man. Not this. All right, I'm going to Looks like this can wait. By the way, since I'm already filming, let me show you what I'm doing. What's I've started doing. I don't want to crawl there. Like yesterday I was soaking wet my dungarees and my jacket. Everything's wet, including my beanie, and I felt that cold at the back of my neck and head. It creep in, and I got so wet, my head, and I felt that cold winter. I got soaked in, and it's not fun. Even though I wear wool, all my layers are wool, still you feel that cold. No, that's not fun. Let me show you. Yeah, you gotta lock this. For those of you who's getting a new floor jack, you make sure when you know everything is safe, check all the welds. Make sure you punch that in. This one you punch that in. That will lock this thing. I don't know what you call it. What you call this thing? You call it the ratchet bar. Okay, you lock this ratchet bar from the base by punching that little metal there, punching that in. Okay, use a puncher or a small hammer. Okay, you just need to move it not even half an inch, just a little bit. Half an inch is fine. That's what I've been doing. As you can see, I supposed to let me give you a good shot here. I'm supposed to remove the bolt. Nuts and bolts are stuck. Looks like this is the original, and it's hard press, and that bolt, those two bolts don't want to go, so you gotta cut them. My friend told me, Lenny, simply cut here and here. Let me show you. If you cut, trying to use my one hand here. If you cut here and here and get a tube, right? Get those you can find that in your local store, and clamp them good, and you should be good. That's the fastest way. But he said I can never make this flat. I can never seal this because it's see the gap there, and it's not gonna be flat. It's not gonna seal. But I like to try it anyway, right? First I have to deal with this. Okay, I did kind of mangle it. I did actually, not kind of, I did mangle it by using a air gun. I have an air compressor, and I use an air gun to punch that, and it wasn't successful. Yeah, if you're wondering what this is what I did back. I would wrap this around where the big gap is, and then apply some putty, and it did hold well until, well, I don't know, the holes every 3 months or so, and but because this is moving all the time, eventually you will still have the leak. Yeah, so I thought I should fix it the right way, and looks like I'm not having a good this is never fun. I have ways to remove that. Grinder, I have a Buzzall. It's like a Sawzall from Milwaukee, the M12. I think that will work. Again, like my friend told me, he's a mechanic. He told me just cut here and here. You can avoid the flange, and just put a new tube here and clamp it. That's the best way. But I'm gonna try the hard way. I'm gonna remove that and that. Those two stock bolts, probably the original bolts. I believe this is the original bolts, and we'll see from there. If that's not successful, and I'll do what he said. I just don't want to cut it. You know, it's connected to the catalytic converter and the resonator. You know, I like to keep it nice. So my solution is this. I got this from Home Depot, right? Yeah, so this is what I got, the map. First time I've owned this one, and I like, it's good to have that. And what else? And I'm gonna use a puncher, an air gun. This is the one I use to mangle the bolts. Yeah, I should have used the smaller chisel, but I didn't bother. This is the one I'm gonna use to punch a hole, to punch it out. I think it will work. A combination of this and the blowtorch should do the trick. The question is, will it seal properly with a flange gasket? We don't know. All right. Okay, here we go. So if I decided to cut it between the catalytic converter and the resonator, cut it here, right in the middle. I mean, remove the flange, then all I need is the measurement of the pipe, which would be, I don't know if you could see that. That's 2.5, 2.5 inches. That's the clamp that I'm gonna need, and the pipe 2.5. All right, that's what I need. Measurement 2.5 inches. Okay.